This plumbing car is literally in the middle of the parkade. He could have at least closed his door so I can get through. Like, seriously, what the man? Damn, I'm in a foul mood today. Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of the bedroom refresh, makeover, restyle, facelift, whatever you want to call it. This video is essentially the following day. I just decided to break it up into 2 videos. But the reason I am doing a voiceover is because if you watched part 1 and have been watching any of my recent plant videos, you'll know that I'm kind of going through some growing pains right now with my audio. I tried to upgrade my mic, which I thought I did. The first video I recorded on it seemed fine, and then it ended up not being fine. But because I thought it was fine, I went ahead and recorded 3 days straight of content without reviewing it, and yeah, turns out a lot of the audio was just really terrible, unusable. It has this like high-pitched frequency static sound, which you might be able to hear at the end of this video. I tried to fix the audio as much as I could, but it's garbage. But rest assured, the mic has been returned. I've gone back to the settings that I've been using before. I am not going to mess around with a new mic anytime soon. After all of these growing pains with the mic, I'm like, you know what? The built-in mic on my camera is fine. Anything is better than what I've been going through the last week. So anyway, oh, hi Pudge, good morning. Oh my goodness, your tapping is so loud. Okay, you want to say hi? I know, that's so nice. Okay, give me 1 second. So anyway, the intro of this video has just been my morning. This was the morning after part 1 was filmed, and I was just taking you through my routine and making breakfast for my husband, and yeah, okay, I've got a puppy here. So anyway, I'm gonna let this intro finish playing, and then I will see you when I see you. Damn, I'm in a foul mood today. Okay, hopefully a little thrifting therapy will help me on this fucking zit that is out to ruin my life. Luckily, I think that we're sort of getting towards the area of zit timelines where it's about to unalive itself. Oh, it burns. Yeah, you know how they say, like, it's gotta get worse before it gets better? It's sort of like that. So I decided to spare everyone the gory scene and cover it with a band-aid. But, hello, it's a new day. I am on the way to the thrift store. So, a couple fucking, the crate in the back, oh my god. So a couple developments overnight. I went ahead and bit the bullet on this media cabinet that I've been eyeing from this store called StruckTube, and I will throw in a photo of what it looks like if I can. I'll just throw it up on the screen and cover my face. So here's the media cabinet that I have been eyeing for some time now. So I first saw this like 2 months ago, and I wanted this actually, which is like the dresser version of it, which I think I will eventually get once it's back in stock, because in the bedroom we have our old couch in there, and we just kind of put it there because I like it, but I eventually want to turn that area into something else, which includes a dresser. But the thing is it's been out of stock for forever. Because of the price point that it's at, it's like, it's just selling out so fast. So I haven't been able to get it. It says that it's going to be back in stock, I think in June or July. So I will try and keep my eyes peeled for it in the spring. But I got the matching media cabinet or media stand, in the meantime, so I tried to order this a few weeks ago, and when I put it in my cart and tried to check out, it said that it was out of stock and that like they'll just email me when it's ready to go, but I can basically just like pre-order it. But I was like, fuck, man, like what if it's like not in stock till like the end of the year? I didn't want to risk that, so I just said screw it, whatever. But then I noticed like on the website itself, it didn't say out of stock. Like on the website, for anything that's out of stock, it says like, oh, we're out of stock online and this is when we're estimating that it's going to be back. It literally says in stock online. So I was like, screw it, even though I get this prompt at checkout that it's out of stock, I'm just gonna order it anyway. So I did that, and then this morning I got an email from them saying that it's gonna ship basically next week, and I'm like, this is suspicious. So I got two things. I had to buy this little trinket, which is actually quite cute. I had to buy a trinket because I needed $10 to meet free shipping. And so I'm wondering, I'm like, does that mean that this little trinket is gonna ship next week, or the entire order? So I'm not sure. But if the media cabinet or the media stand is in fact shipping next week, I will be very happy. All of that said, I have spent a little bit under $400 overnight, which is not ideal. So I really cannot splurge here when I go thrifting. Like I literally am gonna I want to give myself a $40 budget. It's gonna be hard, but $40 is what I'm hopefully allowing myself. I'm not even gonna look at the clothes because I already know that's where it's gonna go bad. I'm hoping that they don't have any nice glass vessels right now for plants because it's really hard for me to pass them up, considering I feel like they're becoming more popular, and so it's hard to find them now. So yeah, $40. I think I might have a coupon. So it's 20% off when you spend $50. Shit, that means I have to spend $50. That's how they get you. Damn it. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm hoping that there's not a lot of people there. I kind of feel like there will be though, because it's a Friday and I'm not getting there right when the store opens. Because I really don't feel great about having my camera like, when there's like people around, it just feels really weird. But I would love to show you what's there. So I guess you'll find out in a second if I am successful. Okay, we're at the first thrift store, obviously, and I always start going first in this corner, which usually has a bunch of mirrors and different frames. And the only way that I can truly stay focused in a thrift store is if I intentionally go aisle to aisle and not kind of just like bounce around everywhere, or else I just get too overwhelmed. So anyway, first find of the day was that creepy clown. And then I always try and see if they have like some cool artwork, but they haven't really had anything lately. A bunch of clocks. I kind of miss having a clock in my house, actually. And then the candle section, pretty self-explanatory. I can usually find some pretty cool like small vessels for my plants, but some of these were just way too small. And the ones that I did like were very, very expensive for no reason. More trinkets. I really liked this shell, both of those, but I don't know, I felt like it would be super out of place in like our apartment with the style that I have. And then there's that little hat thingy on a stand, which I also really liked, but was like, is that too random? But I'm attracted to things like this. I don't know why. More shells. And these were so cool, and I freaking regret not getting these. I don't know why I didn't get them. I should have, but they are amazing. Look at this one, a little orange and a little butthole mouth. It's so cute. Whoa, Sherman. More trinkets, lots of like dog figurines and just random. I just noticed that cat one with the wow, that's a lot. But yeah, they usually have like some pretty cool like animal figurines here. I just I don't know, I have a hard time committing to them, so I didn't get any here. But I did see these two little, I think these are rats. Why are their legs so long? Anyway, look what I found. If you watched part 1, you would have seen that this little bonsai thing is actually from the dollar store, and they have marked it up to $10. Ridiculous. This is the planter pot section. Usually have a pretty good selection here too, but again, prices have gone up so much that I just like can't justify it. Like they literally resell the terracotta pots that you can buy from Michael's for like 49 cents, and they'll mark it up for like $1 minimum. It's so dumb. I thought this one was really cool. I liked the color of it. I liked the shape. I liked the weight. $6.99 is a bit steep in thrifting prices, but you know, we'll see if I get it or not. This is where I get pretty much all of my clear vessels. They did have a really good selection, but again, I'm gonna always go back to the price. Like these prices are ridiculous. Like the dollar store sells some of these sizes for literally like, I don't know, $2.49, $3.40. I don't know what the price is, but it's not these prices. I liked this one, the one next to the fake orchid, but $6.99, no. This is basically just going to be a montage of me complaining about prices. I saw this sign. I wanted to get it from my sister, ironically, but she would never hang that up. More decor, wooden decor to be exact. I never really find any wooden pieces here that I like. This is like the, I guess, bigger furniture section. I don't often go to this area, to be fully honest with you, because there's usually a lot of men, you know, it's kind of scary. Lots and lots of men swarming this area, and they're very aggressive. I don't know why. But I saw this lamp and I liked it. There were certain parts of it that I didn't like the brass, which can easily be painted, but I was too lazy to see if it worked. And then more trinkets. I used to be really into this brass stuff. My whole wedding was decorated with these brass pieces, and maybe one day I'll show you guys my wedding video and some of the photos. That's like a whole other story time on its own, because my wedding venue put us through the ringer for like months, and then 2 days before the wedding they canceled on us, so that was good. This walrus guy is really cute. Oh, am I at a different thrift store? No, I'm at the same one. I usually try and go to the book section, finding like really cool decorative books that I can use on shelves and stuff, but I didn't want to carry them. There were a lot of really cool art ones that I think I'm gonna go back for eventually, but that was not a priority for me to buy during this trip. And I don't know, the book stuff usually isn't that popular here, so if you see something you like, it's probably still going to be there the next time. This is when I ventured to a second thrift store that I went to for the first time ever, and I was so happy I went there, because holy smokes, if the other place was trinkets galore, this place is trinkets galore. And I was so overwhelmed, I was overstimulated, I was so happy and excited just to see so many of these little bits and bobs, and yeah, I was fully obsessed. I'm probably gonna have to go back, because like rewatching the footage, there were a few things that I was like, brick, why didn't I get it? But you know, whatever. So this dog was cute, but his eyes were creeping me the heck out, but he's still kind of cute. Lots and lots of different dog figurines and cat figurines, and look at this jolly old fellow. He's so adorable. I can't. I thought this was cool, but again, a little bit creepy. I liked this little ball, but I don't know, I kind of wish it didn't have those little rectangles on it and it was just like a solid ball, you know? Don't know where I'd put it, but it was kind of cool. What am I looking at here? Oh, I kept going back and forth between this vase. I guess you'll have to see if I got it or not. Oh, and I was obsessed with these little thingies from like the UK. Like imagine having a bunch of these, and I'll show you the rest of them. Imagine having all of these out like on a credenza or something, a sideboard, and there's like Christmas lights everywhere, and it's just so cute. And when I think of like the UK or like Britain and stuff, I just think of this. Like, this is what I think the whole country looks like, and it's so magical. Like, look at that. Oh my god. I can't stand it. If Alice ever moved to Britain, I just imagine that's a house she'd live in. But anyway, more trinkets. Oh my gosh. It was like 3 aisles of just these little trinkets, and I was here for probably an hour just in the trinket section. I went through everything and I still managed to miss some, which is very disappointing. Where am I? Oh, wooden stuff. Does anyone know what that is? I was intrigued by it. Is it like a napkin holder or something? I'm not fancy enough for stuff like that. This little thing reminded me of my grandpa. He has decorations like that in his house, and it's just so adorable. More signage. I've been thinking about getting a Live, Laugh, Love sign for my house, ironically, but I don't know. I think my husband would be like, what the hell is this doing in our house? More trinkets. I don't know. I feel like I was recording for forever. Oh, you're about to see the cutest candle. How could anyone burn that thing? I would be so sad watching it melt. It was just too adorable. And then there was this one that I really liked that I thought would be super cute on a shelf, but I really do not like how dusty wax candles get. It's an ick for me. And then before I went home, I stopped by one of my favorite nurseries. It's called 99 Nursery and Florist or something. I specifically wanted to see if they had any yuccas, which they did, but out of my price range and a little bit smaller than I was looking for that price anyway. And yeah, they didn't really have much. It's kind of like a weird part of the season right now. And I was tempted to get this pitcher plant just because it was so glorious, but I didn't. Hello, I'm home. Just FYI, I'm not going to be, this part 2 is not like a full day vlog again. I'm basically just going to show you what I picked up at the thrift store. I'm just going to have lunch really quick, and then I'm going to try and style the shelf, and we're going to wrap it up because it's Friday. I want to just relax for the rest of the day and decompress and not have to vlog. So anyway, let's get everything unwrapped. Hi, Pudge. I know you're so precious. I miss you so much. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you off the bat, I definitely did not stick to my word. Not in the sense that I like spent too much money, but I said I wasn't gonna shop for plant vessels, but it was just too good today. I couldn't pass it up. Number 1 is this really, really cool vase, decorative vase thing. And this was $4.49. I really liked the color. I like the shape of it. It does have some like stains and stuff, but I'm kind of hoping that a magic eraser takes it off. I don't even know if I have one, but I have faith. If not, I can just try and color match it and just repaint the whole thing. Glass vessel for my plant stuff. I really, really like this size. I don't have a vessel exactly like this in this diameter and depth, so I had to have it. And then another glass vessel. My justification is that I have a lot of repots coming up, so I'm gonna need them anyway. And $4.49 is like seriously, a year or two ago, that would have been like $2. Another glass vessel. I really liked this one because it's kind of like a smoked charcoal color, and it's just really nice. So this is something that I'll use as a pot somewhere out here where it's actually going to be displayed, maybe in the bedroom or yeah, here. But I loved it, and for $5.49 it was a pretty good deal. So this is, this one I went back and forth the entire time I was there, but it's this little pear. I don't know what it is about it, but I love it. And it's not gonna be for my bedroom. I'm actually, after my bedroom, I'm gonna be styling this shelf here in the kitchen. So I felt like this could be a nice touch to that cabinet because it's like kitchen themed, but it's just so cute. This one I'm pretty excited about, so random, but I have been eyeing something very, very similar on CB2, but it's like $35 or $40 and it's smaller, and it's basically just like a fruit bowl. And this one is a bit smaller than the one I saw at CB2, but We don't always have a lot of fruits anyway, so this is gonna be perfect just for like our oranges and stuff. But yeah, CP2 has a line of like decorative candle vases, planters, just whatever, and they all kind of look like this, where it's like the double glass thing and it's like sunken in. So for $5.99, it was a no-brainer for me. I like didn't even care how much it would have cost. It was gonna come home with me no matter what. I think this one is the last glass vessel. Ooh. It's this really shallow and wide one that I can use for one of my crawlers. And if you're not here for my plant channel, some of this is not gonna make sense. The next one is this vase, and I kind of imagined them next to each other. I got this at one thrift store and this at another, and I was kind of hoping that they could go together, but they're the same size, so I can't. So they'll have to go on different shelves, but I feel like the color story matches. So yeah, happy about this one. This one was $6.99. Again, super overpriced, but this one says, I don't know, it's a better quality one. It says it's from Germany, which doesn't necessarily mean it's better quality, but like in terms of the way it feels and the weight, it's actually quite heavy, so not mad at it. And then the last one is my favorite buy of the day, which I think I showed you in my little voiceover part, but I have no words. That's it. If this was the only thing I found at that second thrift store, it would have been totally fine. I wouldn't even care. That 20-minute drive and then getting stuck in traffic on the way back would have been worth it just for this one alone. I'm obsessed with it. So on the shelf is gonna be this one. Remember, I'm gonna squeeze in this one on another shelf and then this one on another shelf. So I really love this color palette with the black shelf. And my sort of theory but my sort of mindset when I'm buying stuff for the house in terms of like decor items, and I'm not the best at buying decor. I feel like you have to be in a certain mindset and mood to really, really pick the right pieces. Because if you're not in the mood, you won't take that time to like think of how it could be. Like, let's say for example, this was purple. Maybe in the moment I wouldn't have thought like, okay, but the texture is exactly what I want, the shape is exactly what I want, and I can just paint it. If you're not in the mood, you'll see a purple vase and just walk right by it, you know? So that's what I mean. Like, you have to be like in the mood. You can't really like force yourself to buy decor items if you're not in that headspace. When I'm buying stuff like this, I want like the perfect balance in my house of like things that are aesthetically pleasing, that sort of go with the concept of the house, but have a good balance of things like this that are kind of like a representation of like the things that make you happy. Like, you want to walk by it and feel something, like feel joy or feel like silliness or goofiness, like something that is a representative of you or your personality, or just things that resonate with you. Because I feel like, this is just my opinion, I feel like if your whole space is decorated to look like a catalog or something you see on Pinterest, like for me, like, yeah, of course I would love to live in spaces like that, but I don't feel like I would feel so at home if I was in a space like that. I would feel like I'm in like a model home and it's not really me. But I mean, if that is you, if you identify as that and that makes you 100% happy, go for it. But this is just my sort of mind frame when I'm going into decorating things for the house. So you'll see, like, if you look at the space as a whole, it's kind of messy right now and this is a hot mess. If you look at the space as a whole, it's like, yes, I'm following the color story of like black and like light wood tones. Everything is sort of like within like a modern style, but I have little elements here and there that are just they're like pops of us, like pops, mostly me, of my personality. Like, just if I'm looking around the room right now, there's like a little gnome in one of my pots. I have my little Pennywise down here, which, you know, if you saw this space on Pinterest, I think the last thing that you would think to see is a creepy photo of Pennywise, but like when I see it, it looks creepy and it makes me happy. It's just finding the balance of mixing in like what your personal style is in terms of like what you want your space to look like, plus adding elements that are out of that style concept and trying to incorporate it in a way that like makes sense. So like something like this is something that is like, that makes me happy. I love to see it every time I walk by a shelf. So it's like, yeah, keeping that balance. Anyway, I'm blabbing. My puppy is looking at me very longingly and he's wondering why I'm not giving him cuddles like I usually do as soon as I get home. So I'm gonna clean up some of these. I'm gonna eat some lunch and then I'll meet you in the bedroom. Buddy, I think you have something on your face. If you guys look closely enough, there's actually one stuck under his flap inside of his mouth. Okay, it's kind of hard to give you guys a clear view of the shelf once I have the tripod set up, so I'm just going to show you what it looks like now. Down here I have some of our books, which I need to add. I think I'm going to add more books down there. I have my crystallinum, which 2 of the leaves are going out. I'm gonna leave it. I'm not gonna touch them. And then I have more books up here, more plants, moved my micans out here, brought my big Billy out here. I put a light on the very top. I have one of my little like rock crystal thingamabobs. And yeah, it's pretty simple. So I'm going to probably, I think I'm going to leave most of these plants, if not all, but I'm going to try and incorporate my new little guys somehow. I feel like the top shelf is fine. I don't really see... Actually, I could put one of these vases up there. This vase actually cleaned up really nicely. It was just this part back here that wouldn't come off, and I didn't have any magic erasers, so I'm just going to show the front. No, not liking that up there. Okay, so I think I'm gonna remove this black bookend because the black on the black shelf it's a little weird. So I kind of like this book here. I like this plant here. I'm a little bit unsure about the micans. To be honest, I should probably give it like a little bit of a haircut. I could also move this micans here. Go that way. And since we want to keep the balance, we don't want 2 trailing plants right next to each other. You don't want, typically you wouldn't want to style it like that where you have 2 trailing plants. You wouldn't want to style it on the same side. You want to do like opposite shelves, opposite sides if you can. I have books on the right side, so I want to keep these books on the left. I'm feeling like this is not balanced. Like that is okay to me, but with the ficus alii there, it doesn't feel quite right. And now it's feeling really, really heavy here. So maybe I move this up and do this maybe on top of this thing and then put... Oh, see, but now I have this vase up here on the right side. I know it's hard to tell. So you wouldn't want to do it like right here, right underneath it. You'd want to go opposite. So I could go like this, move this up here, put the vase on top of there, and then maybe I'll find like a smaller one that I can put here, or I'll find something else that I can put next to it. Because right now I like it, but I don't like this particular shape of vase on its own like that. Like I would want to style it with something else. And then I'll do that. Leave the crystallinum there. And I am not liking this vase anymore with this color palette. It's a little bit clashy. So I'm going to take this off. But the most important thing is I need to find a space for my dog. I could go like this actually. And then put this down here. I wanted to put it higher though because I actually really, really like this vase. So I found some extra books to add down here because I really want to hide these wires. This wire, I'll eventually like get something like a piece of tape that's not going to damage this wood to stick it up here. But I also might just remove that lamp altogether. I'm not 100% sure that's the one I want. But anyway, I'm going to add some books. I'm going to add this guy down here, which should cover most of the cords when you're standing on the opposite side of the room. You really only see these cords when you're like on my husband's side of the bed. And then I'm adding the Steve Jobs book, which I haven't read yet. I'm going to add this book, which I'm actually in. This is from the Houseplant Club from Morgan and Aaron. And I'm in the table of contents, I think. That's my hand. And then there's like a whole section on propagating in water. And that's my hand too. And my Mikins. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to add that one. Whoa. I'm going to add my friend's book. It's called Can't Breathe. I think I'm going to add this one, Lord of the Flies. A classic. One of my favorite books. They have a movie out on it, and it is not nearly as good as the book, but still worth a watch. Another one of my favorite books, The Glass Castle. Oh yeah. There's actually, whoa. There is a movie on The Reader, and there's also a movie on The Glass Castle. Both books are way better than the movie. And then I'm adding John Banville, The Sea. I actually started reading this book, and I just couldn't get into it. The writing style of John Banville, it's just it's too much for me. I can't understand what he's trying to say. But I like the color of this book, which is why I'm adding it. And then I'm adding Tupac's book. Oh, this crispy thing. And one of my other favorites, The Sun and Her Flowers. So I'm going to put this down here, and hopefully this holds it. I might have to put some rocks in this vase to make it heavier, which I might do actually. I'm just gonna take some tape and I'm gonna stick it on my skin and collect some dead skin cells, which is very weird, but I don't want to ruin this wood, so I'm making it a little bit less sticky, but sticky enough that it'll still hold it up. And that was a really kind of gross but nifty at times visual merchandising trick I learned while in the field. So I'm just gonna add, what the hell was that sound? I'm just gonna add some of my old pawn that I'm too lazy to clean, and I'm gonna put it in here to weigh it a little bit. Oh, let's put this for now. It's actually not bad either. Hopefully this pawn goes through this funnel because it's quite little. Oh, that's helped already so much. Okay, so I'm looking at the sort of finished product here, and I feel like this is not quite doing it for me here. I feel like it's a little bit too like gangly. So my options here are, I could do this Ripsalis, which I think might be too much for that shelf. So is this Ripsalis, I think. I mean, it could, I don't know, I'm not sure. I'm sort of tempted to do this Ripsalis, this one, or even this Cissus quadrangularis. Let's try the Cissus and see what happens. Yeah, I'm liking that a lot better, or liking it a lot more. I feel like the Hoya that was there was just a little bit too, like, it was like almost invisible. So yeah, I'm happy with it here. I might give my Mikins a trim because it's getting a little bit leggy, and I usually give it a trim every few months just to keep it nice and bushy. But otherwise, I'm actually very, very happy with this setup, and I'm glad that this shelf worked out and it was worth the risk. I hope the next time you guys see me, really in any video, that this huge zit is gone. And I hope, because obviously I know it's going to happen, I hope the next time I get a zit, it's not right next to my lip. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Today is Friday, so these are sort of the days where I allow myself to just kind of have a free day, meaning allowing my ADHD to like just do whatever it wants, and that usually means making a humongous mess because I like reorganize and I move things around and I rearrange and I just kind of do whatever I want to in the moment, which is kind of fun, but then I'm usually left with a lot of chaos. So that is today. And I'm kind of excited. So yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I hope you had fun thrifting with me. I hope you liked the new shelf. I mean, I like it, and I hope the next time I film in this area that we're setting up my new media cabinet, which should be interesting because I was reading reviews on the cabinet and everyone was like, it's beautiful, it's amazing, it was worth every penny, but it was an absolute nightmare to assemble. There was one person who said that it took them like 3 days to assemble it, and it was just like, it was terrible. And one person said that she left one of the doors off because she couldn't be bothered with installing the second door. So this one will be a test of my patience. I feel like I got pretty lucky with my shelf, but we might have my husband help me in the next time that we're out in this area. So anyway, all that to say, thank you guys for watching another vlog. Hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you in the next one.